And giving a few minutes, 15 or so minutes, just to gather, just to settle down. Sense of collecting, reconnecting and recollecting these suggestions to the heart of a familiarity, and welcoming the energy of this here and now, however it is, wherever it is, when it is, whenever it is. This moment is always just now, here. This place, this time is what we are experiencing. The experience of this experience of knowing. Awake and sensitive. As a practice. This practice. Now here. Still. The energy gathered. With sensitivity and safety appreciated. The inquiry open, unjudged. This knowing. This breath. This rhythm. This given, this received. It's encouraging this peacefulness, this knowing. Awake, still, a breath, a well-wishing in this welcoming. Smile in this receiving. One breath. and the gathering. An offering of attention in the gift of life. This now, this here, this sense of place and time. Grandparents, parents, and uncles and aunts brought a child here for a blessing. And the question that is always asked is, at these occasions by me anyway, is what's a blessing for a child? And what does parenting really mean? And I've not had that experience of parenting. I've had the experience of being a child, but parenting not. The reflection that I offer is, what's a true blessing for a child, and suggestion. And generous, virtuous, and wise parents. So that's a blessing for a child. And the human child obviously needs a lot of generosity, a lot of care. And getting asked, and also what advice for lay people. Like, people ask for, what would I say about how a lay person should conduct themselves in situations? And I don't really know that there's a lot that I can answer about particular things, that way that lay life lives. But as a human, I can share that and the reflections on how humans can live, what's important for humans, and in making this life really worthwhile and really worthy. Friendship, which is the um, famous phrase in the whole of the holy life is lovely friendship. Friendship with the lovely, and friendship with that which is beautiful behavior, generous, virtuous, and wise behavior. At least generous. Generous is not, doesn't push things away. It's a release. It's a letting go. Virtuous is a protection and offering of fearlessness. And wise is knowing time and place, knowing the space, and knowing the occasion for the intentions and the actions of body, speech, and mind to be in harmony with the Dhamma. That right here and now, there's a rightness about the thought, the speech, and the actions, that it's not making more stress for oneself or others, or just in the universe in general. It's accepting that there is a truth in this situation, and that it's peaceful because this is how it is. And time and space is like this, not making a problem about things. And the main problem is we make is a sense of self. We somehow feel that in our experience, which for convenience we say is the five khandhas, which are the form, feeling, perception, conception, and consciousness. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. These are the things that we think that we can somehow control or master because that's what we are. We are these. We are our bodies. This is one of the ways that we experience them. We are them. This is me. And we take it all personally as it's for me, it's mine. It's for me, it's mine. This sense of wanting to control it or master it. And of course, it just goes its own way. The body, we can't decide what it will look like, really. Our feelings, very little control over. Emotions, perceptions, all of it. Just habits and that. Our mastery is very limited. So to say that we're part of it, or that we are it, or that we own it, we somehow own it. We're somehow separate from all of this, and we somehow own this. So that when we get this feeling of not wanting people to be the way that they are, or not wanting situations to be the way they are, so that we can somehow control them. We want them. And we just make more stress. We get caught up in that. We somehow want our feelings to be different, or we want ways that, things to be different. Or maybe we feel that we're somehow, that our life is so much, our bodies, our feelings, our emotions, our perceptions, the way that we are, that they're so much bigger than us, and we're somehow a little thing inside it. Or maybe that we're bigger than these. Somehow we're greater than all of this. We encompass them all. And there's all more confusion. Is that those are the mistakes that we basically make. It's the ignorance. These are just the way that they are. Things are just the way that they are. There is something we can do in each moment. And having good friends that don't make a problem about things. Just do the best they can in the moment. And don't carry a lot of judgment and pain and sense of inadequacy around them. Because, the kindest and the most beautiful friendship is one that's based on accepting. A friend accepts you as they are, accepts you as you are, all of it. And the being that really deserves your friendship is the being that you live with 24 hours a day. That's be a really good friend to this one. encourage this one to think, speak, and act in ways that are beautiful. And the sense of when one notices the sense of, I really don't like it, except that that's what's happening, because that's what is happening. But don't. There's no need to make more of it or even think that you can control it. That's what's happening. But it doesn't need to affect how you speak and how you act. Because if you can accept something but not act upon it, then you're giving it space to end. You're not trying to master it or control it. I shouldn't be feeling like this. Please tell me how to not feel like this, because I don't like how I feel. I don't like it when I don't like somebody. I don't like it when I don't like myself. No, it makes it just more complicated. How do we do this in sort of everyday life? Give ourselves a structure. Give ourselves a structure, a sense of a gift. And that's what, again, friendship will do. Give ourselves reminders to recollect, reconnect with a sense of there is something, there is goodness, there is wisdom. Having that, practicing that sense of samadhi, and then practicing a sense of renunciation, a sense of kindness, a sense of not hatred. This is a practice. Keep practicing. Okay, watching the little being coming for a blessing, figuring out how to get from one side of the hall to another, not quite really able to crawl, but able to sort of drag this squashy pink thing across intention. No, it's just and not concerned, except other than just feeling safe, sense of safety, important. And that's where the sila, that's where the precepts come in, the sense that there's sense of fearlessness. That's what one offers oneself and others when one practices that. Sense of safety for oneself, sense of safety for others. There's no exploitation or indulgence. It's a sense of freedom from harm, not harming. It's such a compassionate thing, not harming. Precepts are a way of not harming oneself, not harming others. It's giving space for things to suffer less, which is what compassion is about. Wisely giving space so that we're doing things that beings can suffer less, oneself and others. And the precepts are such an aid to that. And, and reflecting in the moment, well, what's the best that can happen here? What's the what's the wisest thing that can happen in this moment? So there's just doing the best one can with that, and not worrying too much about things falling over or stuff. It's when it's out, in the end, it's not out of control, and in the end, nature will just work its way out. You know, things will progress according to causes and conditions. It's megalomaniac to think that the world's out to get you. You can somehow control the world. It's all delusion and more stress for oneself and others. And how it's all going to work out, because there's all these worries about what's going to happen in the world and what's going to happen in my world, what's going to happen in the world as a whole. And really, we don't know. And knowing that we don't know is the best we can do. No, knowing the limitation of what we can know is just this moment, this now, this here. And trusting that, if we are involved in decisions that affect millions of people or decisions that affect just the people around us right now, we're just trusting that we can do what we can in this moment. And thinking, well, it all should be different. These people should be behaving in different ways and all that. That's not going to help us or them. There's just I'm going to have to work one breath at a time, one moment at a time. You know, by all means, do act in politically, act socially, act economically, act spiritually. In the sense of offering, a sense of a gift, a sense of, oh, this I can do, can work with this. I'll do the best I can with this. In this moment, with this energy, this effort, this staying with what's intended, and working out how to get there. That road to success. And, not doing things that are deliberately harmful. That stopping is a great exercise. That patience, that willingness to bear. It's the and feeling if one feels one's life is meaningless, what one does has no purpose. Do the best one can with what one's got right in front of one. one breath at a time. And because if we're involved with something like this, if you're listening to something like this now, here, or whenever it is, it'll still be now and here. You're already pretty privileged. And it's okay. One moment is when one has the capacity to know inside the limitations of what one knows. I know this much, this moment. This is how this being is now. And the intention is not to indulge, not to harm, not to dwell in hatred. For this being a good friend, encouraging a sense of generosity, a sense of safety, and a sense of reflection. These are causes and conditions that have come together. The way that the body is, the way that the senses are responding, the perceptions that it's all happening, and the habits of all of this, and the fact that there's this. It's like this. Be careful with this. One can be careful with this. Don't make a problem about it. I really want it to be different. Da, 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 da. If I get this, then I'll get that. Knowing that, that's how it is. And this sense of, I am these things, I am all of this, or I own all of this. This is something that I somehow separately possess, or that I am bigger than all of this. And this is all within what is me. Or I'm just moving through all of this. It's a tiny little thing right inside, precious, just doing my own thing, unaffected. No, these are all the delusions of self, all me and I. And knowing that's enough. Saying I should try and get rid of this is just going to make it more complicated, isn't it? Oh, these are the causes and conditions, and this is what one can do to reduce suffering in this moment. Not much, or maybe a lot. Maybe you're putting it in, this is just how it is, and how the causes and conditions will unfold. And in the grand scheme of things, it's this much. And I really don't know. I don't really know what time and space is. It's incredibly strange. This whole business of aliveness is very, very strange. This whole sense of separateness is very, very strange. And the knowing that the knowing of all of this is so limited. So limited. The knowing that we don't know. And the confidence that, in trying to do things or actually doing things and thinking, speaking, and acting in ways so that there's less suffering for oneself and others in the moment, this in itself is joyful, is the best that we can do. And it's okay. We just do the best this moment. Do the best this moment. And in a very, why make it more complicated than that? Why not make it more complicated than that? If you're, but in the end, that's the way that it works out. Now, there are really, really good supports for actions and thoughts that can actually help. And nowadays, the access to all of that is just so much greater than it was 100 years ago, even even 20 years ago. And there's a lot more people, and everybody wants to be happy. Everybody would like to be happy. And the highest happiness is a happiness that's independent of conditions. So realize that, practice that, being happy regardless of what happens. I hate what is going on. I hate these people, this world is hopeless. I don't want to be doing this in 2 years' time, 3 years' time. This is all terrible. It's that's how it is. I can endure feeling it's terrible. I'm working towards giving up being an abbot. It's such a horrible thing to be. I don't want to take any responsibility for all of you. One breath at a time, do the best I can. This is how it is. Now, if I start believing in all of that, then it just makes life worse, doesn't it? For myself and for you. Not wanting things to be different. Any sort of sense of becoming. I noticed that off thing of Sariputta's thing. I thought it was about a sense of self. No, any sense of. I thought it was about any sense of self is, it smells the same as a little bit of shit underneath your fingernail, but it's actually it's actually any sense of becoming is like that. Because becoming often is actually quite exciting. It's I'm going to go to this, but actually that's going to becoming leads is a precondition of birth. So the sense of sometime in the future, then I'll be. It's like even a little bit of that is like a little bit of shit under your fingernail. And Ajahn Chah's talking about, the monk who, wherever he went, he complained about the dog shit, and then he didn't realize the dog shit was what he was carrying in his bag. And he was taking his bag with him everywhere. You know, so careful, careful. So with that, you just, if you're a baby, then you need somebody to help clean up your shit. So look after yourself, look after others. Do the best you can to be generous, virtuous, and wise with the beings that you are around. And the being that you're around all the time is the one that really needs your kindness and your complete acceptance. In the sense of, I want my life to be different. It's not dwelling in metta for oneself. sense of I can work towards something different. I can aspire towards something different. I can aspire towards greater freedom from confusion. I can aspire towards, I can make the effort towards that. I can remember that that's a goal and I can work out how to get there. Those are the roads to success. From a sense of aspiration and a sense of effort, an effort to stop doing things that are stupid first. And then one can start doing things that are actually skillful. So notice the senses. Turn the attention inwards. This is my encouragement today. Very, very best wishes. I wish you well. Does anybody have any questions? Oh. I have the link that I think everybody should have bookmarked. There you go. Buddha Dhamma on GitHub. I think chapters 12, 13, 14 or something are really good with practical guides of what to do, when to do them and how to do them. And it's okay just to dip in that book. It's not wrong to think. You don't have to read it from cover to cover and study it. It's really got some good advice on just how humans can live. Pretty cool. I I think that sometimes I can't know what you're going through, and you have to figure it out for yourself. No, it's not. I can't tell you. No, it's something that you're going to have to work out for yourself. It's does this lead to more or less suffering for yourself and others? No, usually, no, a stopping is helpful. Oh, a not following an impulse is helpful. Making um, an effort for that is helpful. But when and how to do it, when it's not straining, when to make the effort. I notice sometimes there's a reluctance to do exercise, just ordinary physical exercise, stretching or weights or something. But when I actually do make the effort, it feels better. So sometimes going against the the wish to not do something, one actually feels better. And that's that's a good reflection for me when I start to feel complacent. And yes, as I get older, physically there's less that I can do. I forget things more easily and things like that. And it's sometimes good to just chill out or just rest. But sometimes it's also good to go against the sense of can't do this and just make the effort. and not believe that sense of exhaustion. So, and I don't know. And I know that I don't know what for particular people will be right. Um, and a general reply is, you know, the Paul used to say when sometimes when giving advice to people, he said, tell somebody, go left, go left, go left, because could see that they were going off to the right. And then somebody who was already going left would actually fall off the path. And for other people, they would say, go right, go right, go right, because he could see they were going too far to the left. And then if other people were listening, they may fall off the path because they were already going right. So, when you hear anything from somebody as advice or something, you know that you don't really know. And sometimes it may make sense, and sometimes it may not make sense. And I can't tell you how to judge whether something is right or wrong. After the event, you might know. Because, hello, Ajahn, in this lay world, I have to act upon something to get my life going. I value the sense of space and taking it moment at a time that you mentioned. Could you share how it is for you dealing with the sense of becoming a monk in your own experience? In the chat, it's a long time ago, over 40 years ago. And I just did it one breath at a time with the idea of how can I help. I wasn't really, if I could have thought of something else to do, then I might have done it, but I couldn't at that time. And I was just, and I continue to be so grateful for all the support that's ever offered to this aspiration in the universe, all the support that's offered to me from my teachers, all the lay people who've supported me, all the lay people who've supported all my teachers, all the lay people who've supported all the people who are around me, who've supported the community that I'm part of. I've supported the communities in the past and the people who've taught the communities in the past, all the way back to the people who supported the Lord Buddha and the Lord Buddha himself, who supported all of us by offering the Dhamma Vinaya. That sense of support for the aspiration to lead this life is incredibly sustaining for this being here. And I don't know, because I also know that very few people actually want to do it or can do it for various reasons. Now there are so many bhikkhuni places. There are so many bhikkhu places. There are so many places where one can be part of a community or around. And now there's all the communities that one can be part of online, or things that one can join online or listen to. There's so much information. There's so much inspiration that one can receive. One can almost get overloaded with the inspiration that one can receive nowadays. It's almost too much to take in. And there's also all the rubbish one can take in as well. But that's the way. There's one thing, there's going to be the other. It's not. It's not just as much rubbish as there is goodness, and that's the nature of it. So acting from a sense of kindness, how can this help reduce suffering for myself and others? This is the best that I can do. And I don't know how you make a judgment in the moment. You know your own heart. It's the best.